What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we're concluding Mobile Suit Gundam. We are Federation Hooligans. Last time, Yuji chased after Tara in the Garmazabi custom. He has been the Zeon spy this whole time. The Nemesis team regrouped, and Saki intends to unravel this conspiracy once and for all, but not before they are attacked by a sniper. This time, Yuji will find Tara, and he will go up against the sniper, Cortez, who eventually gets a Gundam upgrade. So let's get into this. Jean heads out in the GM Sniper Custom 2 along with Hawk. Eddie, Yuji, and Rock are loading their light liner. Hawk will be the bait and his GM and lure out the sniper, while Jean covers him. This seems to be the two's MO as they go into formation without saying a word to one another. The sniper shoots, revealing himself to Hawk, but he moves out of sight instantly. His shield is done for, but the gem is undamaged. The Medea takes off. Hawk knows that the sniper's target is the Medea and not the mobile suits. Cortez, General Wayne's lapdog, happens to be the enemy sniper. As Hawk looks for him, Cortez comes out of the lake and takes Hawk hostage. As the two grapple, the Medea shows itself, and Cortez jumps towards the Medea. Jean snipes and misses him. Saki finally allows Yuji to launch. Hawk eats up all his thrusters and jumps above the sniper. He unleashes the Nemesis secret technique, Sun Drop. He attacks in front of the sun, blinding Cortez. He barely is able to block Hawk's beam saber. As the two drop back to Earth, they engage in close combat. Hawk realizes this guy is a melee master. Jean has a 30-second cooldown on his sniper rifle and is just waiting. Jean exposes himself and Cortez mocks him for being a bad sniper. He shoots at Jean, but Yuji blocks his attack. Jean uses Yuji's shoulder as a bipod. His rifle is recharged. He takes aim and fires, taking out Cortez. The three jump onto the Medea, and the team heads out. Last episode, Jean was nice to a little girl and her family, who was just vaporized by Cortez. The little girl looks at the crispy remains of her parents. Jean realizes he is not the kind of person who could save people, but he knows that Yuji is that person. Also, they didn't kill the pilot. They just took out its legs, so naturally, Cortez is still alive. In a big Trey-class ship, Commander Traberton is looking at the battle data of Mudrock Gundam and Blue Destiny, who are causing damage in North America. We have covered some of Blue Destiny, but Mudrock is from the PS2 video game Zeonic Front. They are certain that they will take over California base soon. He mentions that the Zeon staff officer has an injured daughter. Tara and Manarantha Aja make it back to the remains of the Zeonic Front. Tara happens to run into a blinded young woman. This is the staff officer's daughter. Aja talks to the staff officer to try to get them to help his fake Garmazabi unit, but he isn't believing any of it. Of course, Tara thought this would happen. Last episode, Eddie thought Rock was gay. Eddie tells him to not be jealous of her putting bandages on the Major. Rock once again tells her he isn't gay. They get a red alert. Two core boosters approach the Medea. Mobile suits will be useless against fighters in their current situation. Rock goes out in the light liner, while the others back him up. Rock feels a great sense of camaraderie amongst the Nemesis Corps. Meanwhile, Ford and his team are waiting at Augusta Labs. Rock is able to take out one of the fighters. Another goes in and attacks the Medea, but Rock uses anti-air weapons. Also, I guess they added a bunch of weapons to the light liner, as this didn't have any weapons last time. We get a flashback of Eddie and Rock talking about his namesake as a Native American. He gives her a feather. An Indian with a feather. Keep playing the hits, Sunrise. He says when he gets back, he has something to prove to Eddie. Is he going to try to have sex with Eddie just to prove he isn't gay? I respect that. The Nemesis team shoots at the fighter from the back of the Medea. The core booster turns around, but another fighter is heading their direction. The core booster almost runs into a G-Armor that storms onto the battlefield. We go into details about the G-Armor in our OG coverage, but it is the product of rearranging Gundam A parts and B parts and integrating them with the core fighter to create a new unit. However, you do need an RX-78 Gundam to form the G-Armor. Which Gundam is this? It fires its megaparticle gun. Yuji tells Rock to turn the light liner quickly. He jumped out of the Medea and is falling towards Rock. He turns just in time for the striker to grab the light liner. Yuji goes into attack with the double beam spear, but the Gundam's arm blocks the attack. Traberton and the Zeon staff officer meet. They're going to bring this war to an end with this peace negotiation. Of course, Tara and Aja are gathering their armies to prevent the war from ending. As their negotiation continues, a Zanzibar approaches. Tara convinced his men to kamikaze to prevent the negotiations. Yuji and Rock catch up to the G-Armor. Suddenly, they witness the explosion from the Zanzibar. The Gundam emerges from the G-Armor. It is Gundam Pixy. Gundam Pixy is a close quarters combat unit that we covered in our Missing Link coverage. Go give that a watch. But it is a close combat beast. The two go in for the attack, but Gundam Pixy takes out the light liner. Yuji falls while yelling out to Rock. December 15th, UC 0079. The team hasn't realized that the only person who could clear their name just went up in flames. They don't have time to worry about that because they are being attacked by a Gundam. Rock is barely able to attain lift, but he is alive. The Pixie isn't paying attention to Rock. He tells Hawk to distract him while he goes in. Pixie Gundam heads towards the belly of the Medea. They think they are done for, but Rock pulls a Ryu Jose and crashes into the G-Armor. Pixie falls off. Hawk knew this would happen. He tells Yuji that a man should not stop a comrade that accepted his fate. At Augusta, Ford thinks he's seen Tara somewhere before. He asks his daughter Sherry to send some files to Augusta. He is going to figure this out for Saki's sake. As the Medea circles the Zanzibar explosion, Saki gets a hold of Dunmel. He was outside of the perimeter, but Traberton is most likely dead. That is when the fake Garmazabi sends an open message to everyone, claiming that this isn't an end for Zeon and that they intend to drop one more Zanzibar. Saki tells the Medea crew now that Traberton is dead, it seems that they must use force to take back California base. The MS crew heads out and give it their all. This will most likely be their last battle. They must protect their 200,000 comrades from the invasion force. That is when Pixie Gundam makes his appearance. It happens to be Cortez. He says he has been waiting for this day since the Rookie of the Year fight. The two engage in battle. He has been obsessed with fighting him since that moment. As they battle, the Garmazabi Zeon forces move in. Pixie Gundam slices through the Zakus and kills one man slowly. Yuji is certain this guy is a psychopath. They keep fighting, but Cortez says he still isn't there yet. He hasn't reached the same level he saw when he was a boxer. Hawk and Jean come in to assist. The three work together to try to take down the Gundam. Jean and Hawk do the Nemesis Special Technique 48, the Hawk Flight Combo Dance. Hawk recognizes that the Gundam isn't after the Medea. It is going after Yuji. As they fight, the Slipner team comes in to assist. All 5 mobile suits move in to take on the Gundam. The fanboy gun tank pilot mentions that the Hawk of the West and the Dragon of the East coming together is a miracle. Saki picks up Dunmel. We learn that both of them were a part of the Sherman Party. This was the party created under Saki's professor who was assassinated. This party's ideals were based off of a mutual understanding between Earth and space. Dunmel knows the professor's ideals will never become a reality, but for General Wayne to profit off of extending the war is unacceptable. They have to take him down. Dunmel was also responsible for the formation of the Nemesis Corps. The Zeon retreat party began invading the Garmazabi unit. One captain demands to know if they were responsible for getting the staff officer killed. The Zanzibars were to get Zeon back to Side 3, but the Garma forces are dead set on dying for their cause. All hell breaks loose and they kill the captain. Outside, the Garma forces fight against the retreat party forces, as Yuji steals a Dodai from a Zaku to go help the Major. The Slipner and Nemesis team are taken out by the Gundam. All that remains is the Guntank 2 pilot, well, for about like 10 more seconds. Yuji wasn't able to make it to the center of the base to protect the Major. He is going to have to force his way through. The staff officer's daughter learns that her father was killed by Garmazabi. She met him when young and feels betrayed by this information. She grabs a valve and heads towards the explosion. What's that gonna do? General Wayne is mad that Zeon is dropping another Zanzibar. That is when Dunmel comes claiming to have the Nemesis team as prisoners. We learn that Tara's true intentions is nothing but pure chaos for all of humanity. He gets a word of a mobile suit fighting its way into the base. It is Yuji. He wants to take him on by himself, but Tara says he doesn't have any friends. Oh snap, here comes a flashback. Tara was always bullied on Side 3 as he emigrated from Earth. His father said that Zeon would accept them, but Tara never was treated as an equal. Then a man came to him and wanted his help in bridging the gap between Earthnoids and Spacenoids. But Tara soon learned that he was just another one of someone's conspiracy. He says he is neither Zeon or Earthnoid. The world turned its back on him. He says that he could have placed a bomb in their mobile suits at any time, but Tara never did. If he believes that Yuji is not a friend, then Tara should kill him right now. That is when the little blind girl comes over and says, "Did you kill my dad, Garma?" Not really the best time, little girl. Tara goes in to kill Yuji, but he is attacked from behind. It is Gundam Pixy. The Gundam knocks over Tara's Zaku. He gets up and realizes that he accidentally crushed and killed the little blind girl. Yuji realizes that if he is here, that means Jean and Hawk have been taken out. The two battle. Cortez in the Gundam tells Yuji that he is the only man that can get him off, in the manner of fighting, though I'm pretty sure in a sexual manner as well. Once he found out that he was assigned to the Nemesis Corps, he was his only mission. Yuji sheds his Choban armor to become a regular old Type C gym. As this is a fight, think of this as the moment in shonen anime where the fighter takes off his weighted armor to speed up. His speed is indeed insane. Yuji bobs and weaves as he dodges the beam blades. The two punch each other. Hey, that is also a shonen anime trope. He is able to break the Gundam's hand and smashes the unit apart. Yuji goes in for one final uppercut. Cortez says that this was a good battle and a great way to die. I'm not sure if Cortez self-destructs or Yuji sets off the core, but a giant explosion goes off. However, the zombie gym still stands. Saki and Dunmel barge into General Wayne's office. They didn't stop him, so they know why they are here. General Wayne did indeed try to murder them, but now that there is a second Zanzibar in play, he is done extending this war and assumes all command to Saki to end this operation. Wayne will still clear the Nemesis team's name, but Saki demands to know his plan first. Yuji tries to get Tara to get him to stop the Zanzibar by pretending to be Garma. As Garma, he has the power to end this. He refuses, but it doesn't matter because the Zanzibar launches. Wayne tells Saki why he threw the Nemesis team under the bus. Wayne knew that if EF Space Forces invaded Side 3 and ended the war, then all power and funding would go to EF-SF and not EF-GF. Nemesis is a part of EF Space Forces and are considered the best of the best. If word got out that Garmazabi returned and was able to destroy the Nemesis team, this would bolster morale for the Zeon troops and continue the fight, along with making the ground forces look better than the space forces. The Crash Medea at the beginning of the series was a way to plant Tara. The reason all the crew members were erased was to hide the fact that Tara assumed the real Tara's identity. Him having them attack Ellsworth Base was a risky move, however. They were able to hide their tracks by destroying the data drive, so it was worth it. Ultimately, having them continue the war while making EFSF look bad. Sometime in UC 0080, you would swoop in, shut down Zeon, and look like the hero. Once Yuji captures Tara, this will be confirmed. Wayne threatens to drop the Zanzibar on all of them. But Dunmel says, yeah, screw that, pulls out a gun, and shoots General Wayne. Dunmel blames his death on Saki and points a gun at the Major's face. He is a part of the conspiracy as well. Saki said that he had a suspicion and says that there was always a darkness around the formation of the Nemesis Corps. Saki is too smart for his own good. He is just following the professor's ideals of cooperation between Earthnoids and Spacenoids. Dunmel says that it isn't about cooperation, but rather an economic cooperation that would be free of Earth. In a post-war world, Earth would rely on the help of Spacenoids to rebuild. Hey, wait a minute, this is just Full Frontal's plan. Saki says that Spacenoids oppressing Earth is no different than Earthnoids oppressing Spacenoids. That is exactly what Minerva said to Full Frontal. This manga was ahead of its time. Dunmel shoots at Saki, who dodges, but it hits Eddie, who was standing behind him. That is when security breaks in. Saki was mic'd, and the entire time the ship heard that he killed General Wayne. Captain Ejiba assumes control of the ship, and they try to capture Dunmel. He runs away right as the ship goes into red alert. The Zanzibar is planning to hit at their location. Saki goes to chase onto the deck of the big Trey class. Dunmel tells Saki he doesn't have the balls to kill him, and he is the reason that the professor died. That is when Yuji and the GM grabs Dunmel. He brought back Tara with him. Everyone says, wait a minute, what about the Zanzibar? Isn't it about to drop? Yuji says, yeah, about that. Turns out there was a civil war at California Base, and the retreat team defeated the Garmazabi team and used the Zanzibar to head back to Side 3 instead. Everyone celebrates. They begin preparation to finish off California Base. Dunmel says that his mistake was Saki being too smart for his own good. But he is wrong. Dunmel's mistake was Saki meeting Yuji. EF ground forces finally take control of California Base. 10 days later, the war ended with the Battle of Abawaku, February, UC 0080. In North America, many gather for the trial of the ghost of Garmazabi. He is still getting used to his comrades being killed in action. He enters the break room to see Hawk, John, and Rock playing video games. How are they alive? Who cares? They're alive. Some people have to live in this series. Not everyone has to die. It is kind of weird though. They all watch as they drag Tara out for his trial. Everyone yells at him. Yuji goes to Tara when suddenly the little blind girl pulls a gun on Tara. She is also alive. She blames Tara for the death of her father and shoots at him, but it hits Yuji. Saki comes to his side as Yuji bleeds out. This is exactly the same situation that happened with his professor in the past. But Yuji gets up and calms everyone down. He says that he is still alive and is able to prevent the crowd from turning into a mob. Everyone who once believed in the professor's ideals are gone. But Saki realizes that his ideals still live in the people like Yuji. Yuji collapses, and they quickly get him to the hospital. And that will conclude Mobile Suit Gundam, We Are Federation Hooligans. This was a pretty amazing manga. It struck the right balance of silly and serious, while at the same time still being very engaging. The only thing that might not work for people is the artwork, but I find it hilarious and well suited for this run. If you are a fan of the video game lore and love seeing MS variations in action, this one won't let you down. However, this won't be the last time we see the GM Striker. Eventually, we will cover Mobile Suit Gundam Katana, where we see the Striker Custom in action by its new pilot, Ito Tsurugi. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, the plan in Hooligans was better than the plan in Unicorns. Fight me. Peace.